Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Now, I think it's been about 6 months since I did my last Q&A just about anthropology and my experiences with anthropology, and I just thought it would be a good time to do another one of these, especially because the community has grown so much. So I posted on the community tab just what you guys want to know, and so I'll be answering those questions as well as some really popular questions that I have in the comment sections of my previous videos. So without further ado, let's just get started. All right, so I have them all written out on my laptop, so if I'm looking down, that's why. But the first question that I have is, do you sometimes feel overwhelmed or lost while majoring in anthropology? And the answer to this question is yes and no. I think for a few years I did feel really lost in my major. It's just hard because anthropology is so broad that sometimes you don't actually really know where all this energy and work is going. So if you like anthropology but you don't know which one of the disciplines you really lean towards, or if you don't know what you want to do with anthropology after college, that can be really overwhelming and really scary, and I've absolutely experienced that, and honestly sometimes that still penetrates my mind. Like, I still feel that way sometimes. But at the end of the day, I think I find a lot of comfort knowing that I wouldn't be as happy if I was majoring in something else. And as far as the overwhelmed part of this question, I think sometimes absolutely. In terms of the physical classes, the workload is never too much. It's never something I can't handle, I wouldn't say. Some other majors in college I would definitely say are harder and give you a lot more homework. So no, I don't think I usually feel overwhelmed. It's definitely happened, but I think that's more of a byproduct of like everything that happens in college versus the major itself. Now, the next question that I have is, what is your favorite subdivision of anthropology? So to anyone who might not know, there's actually 4 main subfields. There's biology, culture, linguistics, and how am I missing one? Oh, and archaeology, of course. And my subdivision is actually biology. So I try to talk about all of those here on this channel just because I know there's not a ton of resources online about these things. But as far as me personally, I just have a huge passion for biological anthropology and understanding our behavior through our ancestors and our evolutionary biology. And I really do think that that's like key in understanding why we act the way we act today. The next question that I have is, what are some of the main questions asked by anthropologists, or questions that you have as an anthropology student? So I've been alluding to this the entire video, and that is that anthropologists generally are looking to understand people. So this has everything to do with our behavior, why we do things the way we do. And so as far as like questions, it's hard because there's like infinite questions that anthropologists want to know. But I do think at the core, it's just how are people the same and how are people different. This could be culturally, this could be biologically, this could be through the archaeological record. I hope that answers the question. It's kind of a hard one to answer, but I love it, so thank you. Now, this question is so sweet. I love it so much, and that is, what is anthropology to you other than the basic definition? And oh gosh, guys, like anthropology means so much to me. First of all, like I've been making videos about anthropology for over a year now, which is just kind of mind-blowing. So clearly I have to love it. Anthropology to me, I think, is a means to eliminate bad things like racism, like ethnocentrism, like sexism. I mean, all these things that I think exist in our world today often are a byproduct of misunderstanding humanity, and I truly think that these things can go away or slowly fade, at least through the anthropological lens. So people just looking to understand people and how our differences actually make us good and not bad. I don't know, it's hard because anthropology is so many things, but for me, I think it is truly just this attempt to bring humans together and understand us and love us for the things that make us the same and the things that make us different. Now, the next question is actually one that I get a lot, and that is, did you receive backlash from your family when deciding your major? Now, I've talked to a lot of kids about this, people DMing me on Instagram, people emailing me, leaving it in the comment section down below that they want to major in anthropology, but they're scared of what their family's gonna say or their family's not gonna understand. And first of all, if that's you, I'm so sorry. That should not happen, and it's just a really unfortunate thing just because of these expectations that society sets up for you. But in terms of my experience, I did not get any backlash from my family. I think more than anything, I got I don't want to say confusion, but curiosity at the very beginning. My parents did not know what anthropology was, so I had to explain it kind of over and over again, which is okay. Mom and Dad, I know you're watching this and you guys have been the best throughout this whole experience. But now that they understand what it is and they see how much that I love it, they are really excited to see where it takes me. I think at the end of the day, if your family sees that you absolutely love what you're doing, hopefully that should be enough to stop the judgment and create a supportive environment. But to answer the question, no, I did not get any backlash from my family. They were really awesome and really supportive. So the next comment that I got is, hey, I love your video. I am thinking of majoring in anthropology because it sounds so interesting. Are you getting a bachelor's or master's? If bachelor's, do you plan to go to grad school? Which field in anthropology do you want to go into? Linguistic anthropology sounds so interesting. I love this because there's so many questions in like one comment. But let's start with the beginning. I am getting my bachelor's, so I am in my 4th year, and here in the US, college is usually 4 years long, so this is my last year of college. It's so sad. And I am getting my bachelor's. Now, I do plan to go to grad school, and I want to get a master's, but I also want a PhD. So, you know, it's really a kind of a dicey situation because I do want to go to grad school. However, there's always a however with me. I plan on taking a gap year first. I think that I've been doing school my entire life, and putting yourself in this like work hard environment all the time can be really mentally and emotionally draining. And I think it would be really healthy for me to take a gap year, maybe travel the world, maybe get some anthropological hands-on experience before diving back into the education space again would be really great. Just because, to anyone who might not be familiar with like research and academia and like higher education stuff, it's really, really stressful, and I'm not a huge fan of stress. Who is, right? And I just want to make sure that that is exactly 100% what I want. So while at this point in my life that sounds like a really great thing and I think would open up a lot of other opportunities for me, I want to live my life, have some fun before really like tying myself down to a new college and a new, honestly, time in my life. And the final question in this is, which field do I want to go into? And I would want to go into biological anthropology, of course. And yes, you're absolutely right. Linguistic anthropology is so interesting, and that's actually what I wanted before I switched over to biological anthropology. So I feel you, it's awesome. So the next question that I have is, hello, I'm deciding to shift into anthropology course, but I was kind of scared if it's that difficult to take in. Now, it depends, of course, everything in life depends, but I would say that generally it's not too difficult to take in. I think when it comes to college, like college in general, it's hard, it's tough. You get there and honestly, everything just feels like a lot no matter what your major is. But as you get deeper into college and deeper into just anthropology in general, I think most people find their rhythm and it's not too bad. I think you just have to be prepared for a lot of reading and a lot of writing. And honestly, like if anthropology is what you go into, don't do it unless you love it. That's the first thing. And then the second thing is, if you love it, you should like be okay with what you're getting assigned, so it doesn't end up being too overwhelming, because what you're learning tends to be really interesting. The next question that I have is, because there are 4 disciplines, are you allowed to pick which discipline you want to dive into more or concentrate in? Thank you, love your videos. That's so nice, thank you. And yes, so at a lot of colleges, there's something called a concentration. So at my school, the political science department, the poli-sci department, you are a political science major, and then you have a specific concentration. So maybe your concentration is in American politics or international politics, whatever that is. And the same goes for anthropology at many colleges. So at mine, you don't actually declare a concentration. It's more like you know what your concentration is. And of course for me, that's biology, but for other people, it's the other disciplines. And so when you take an anthropology course or do the anthropology major, at most institutions, there are a few slots where you can actually fill with elective courses. So you get to choose exactly what you want to take at your school. And this is often where people choose the thing that they want to study. So if you have an interest in archaeology, fill in those elective courses with as many archaeology classes as you possibly can, because that's how you get specific and then honestly just have this background knowledge for grad school. Now, the final question that I have here is there higher level math such as calculus, linear algebra, statistics, trigonometry in anthropology, like there is in economics? And generally speaking, this is a hard question because in undergrad, no, there's not. Like that should not really be a problem at all unless you take biological anthropology courses. So I took, what was one example? I took molecular anthropology and there was quite a bit of math in it, but nothing that was like too complicated. Everyone did all right, so don't fret. However, if you decide to pursue anthropology in the grad school space, you do need to do a lot of data processing just because it's a really important skill to know exactly what your data means and what your data represents. And this is often found through mathematical analysis, if that makes sense. It's the scientific part of anthropology. It is a scientific study for anyone who doesn't know that. So if you're scared of math, or if you hate math, which is a lot of people, so all good, it should not be a big part. I have never needed to take a math class to do an anthropology major, which actually surprises a lot of people. I've never taken a math class in college, which for me is unfortunate because I love math, but most people don't feel the same way. So, no, you do not need to know math, but if you decide to go to grad school, then yes, you'll need to know math. Now, those are all of the questions that I got from you guys. Thank you so much for answering them. And I'm honestly just so excited that we unlocked the community feature because what's anthropology without a community? You know what I'm saying? So thank you so much again. I will see everybody next Sunday. Leave a comment down below telling me who you are, where you're from, and why you like anthropology. All right, I will see everyone next week. Stay safe out there, and yeah, all right, bye.